a really key step for us on our extraordinary journey to reclaim extraordinary is to learn to take control of our very own minds, to take control of the thoughts and feelings we're generating on a daily basis. What we give out, we will attract back. And so the more we're focused on our problems, the more we're focused on negativity, the more of that we're actually attracting back. So learning to take control of our mind, learning to let go of those stories and thoughts that aren't serving us is such a key step for us to reclaim extraordinary, to reclaim the greatest version of our life. So listen up today as I share 3 really powerful tips that you can use today to start to interrupt and let go of the stories and thoughts that are just not serving you. I'm Catherine Sharp. I'm the founder of The Extraordinary Woman. I'm a life strategist and empowerment coach, and it's my mission to help women shine. Every woman deserves to be extraordinary, to live her greatest life. But so many of us are not living this way because we block our own power by the repetitive and negative thoughts and stories we tell ourselves. So I'm here to tell you there is another way, and every woman can learn to reawaken her power, can learn to start to take control of her very own mind to attract and create the life of her dreams. But so many of us have developed some conditioned and familiar ways of thinking that are just not serving us. So it does take a little bit of work to unlearn and relearn new powerful ways of thinking. Now, this does take time and patience, but thought by thought, moment by moment, we're here to interrupt and relearn ways of thinking that are going to support and serve us in creating our best life. So I wanted to share 3 really powerful tools that any woman can use today to start to relearn new ways of thinking, and you will see a change. You will see a difference in the way you feel, thought by thought, moment by moment. You know, this does take time. It does take time to unlearn and relearn new ways of thinking, and so many people give up so quickly because it does take time, it does take patience, but staying the same is not easy either. So thought by thought, moment by moment, let's start to take our power back. Let's start to interrupt those ways of thinking because they're just not serving us. You know, we know the impact that negative thinking has on us. You know, our bodies contract, we're more closed, we just don't feel good. And I'm not talking about suppressing our feelings. There is definitely so many moments that we need to feel those feelings. We need to feel the grief. We need to feel what we need to feel. But here I'm talking about changing those practice and go-to negative thoughts and feelings that we just go to so often. You know, we're so conditioned to focus on the lack. We're so conditioned to focus on what's wrong. So here I'm talking about is rewiring our brains to focus on the good, to let go of those familiar negative stories that have become so practiced and familiar, that are just not supportive and are just not helping us to attract and create our best life. So who's with me? Who's with me to start to become a more powerful thinker and feeler today? So listen up for these 3 tips that you can use today to feel better and to let go of those thoughts that are not serving you to create your life. So tip 1, we need to foster the good. So I'm starting with this tip because the more and more we foster and we nurture the good feeling thoughts and feelings, the more power we gain. The more power we gain over helping us to face the darkness, to helping us to face those difficult negative thoughts and feelings. Good feeling thoughts and feelings are powerful. They are our sword, they are our energy, they are our power. So the more we can foster those, the more we can start to focus on those, the more they become familiar, the less resistance we will have. And so the easier it will be to do the work to let go of what's not serving us. So this is key for us to start to face our darkness, to nurture and to encourage and to relearn focusing on the good. So let's start today by training ourselves to focus on the good. And then we're in such a better place to let go of what's not serving us, because we can't attract solutions from a place of not feeling good. So focus on the good. The more we start to train our mind to focus on what's working, to focus on appreciation, to focus on what we like about ourselves, to focus on what's working, to nurture good feeling thoughts, then the more power we have to face our darkness. So start today. I have a whole list of tools for this, to focus on the good. Reach out if you want this list. I will shoot some more videos specifically around this, but a good way to start this today is using appreciation. Using appreciation wherever you go, whoever we're with, to focus on the good, because there is so much good around, and the more we focus on the good, then the more we will see. So that's tip 1, focus and nurture the good, which will help to equip us to face the darkness, to face those more difficult negative thoughts so much easier, so much more powerfully. So tip 2, choose the next best feeling thought. So this is really, really powerful and really key, because when we're faced with a strong negative thought, for us to try and affirm something that's completely contrasting and conflicting to that thought will often be rejected by our minds. There's too much of a jump. So for us to, a much easier way is to start to climb up that emotional scale a lot more slowly by choosing the next best feeling thought. And what I mean by that is not trying to jump from, I'm feeling so bad to I'm feeling great, because our minds just won't believe it. So we have to climb up slowly. What is the next best feeling thought I can tell myself right now? So I'll give you an example of this. We may have had a situation that didn't work as well as we wanted to at work, and the thought might be, I failed, or I did this badly. Well, what's the next best feeling thought? We're not going to say I succeeded, it's amazing, because we just don't believe it. Okay, so this is about talking to ourselves and choosing what is that slightly next feeling thought. Okay, I didn't do as well as I could have, I made a mistake, but I'm going to choose to focus on, well, okay, it could have been worse. I could have been hurt, I could have lost my job, and I didn't. So that's something to celebrate. I've learned this, and as you can see, we're starting to climb up bit by bit from being down here in despair and darkness to slowly moving up the emotional scale, bit by bit, by just choosing the next best feeling thought. This is such a powerful way to slowly move yourself up the scale. And this is just a matter of practicing what is that next best feeling thought that I can reach for? What is it in any moment? A great inquiry to ask yourself, what is the next best feeling thought from what I'm feeling now? Even if it's marginally better, you'll find that as you start to choose that next best feeling thought, it'll be easier to then choose the next and the next, because you'll be served more of the same. And before you know it, you'll be climbing up slowly, and you'll be out of the darkness and climbing up the ladder to happiness. So choose the next best feeling thought is tip 2. Great tool. And it's a way of thinking. So the more you practice this, the more it will become natural and habitual. And every time you're interrupting those dark thoughts, you are changing your brain. You are making change. You are rewiring ways of thinking. Our point of power is in the now, because what we're thinking now will change our future. So every time we interrupt those old ways of thinking that aren't serving us, we are making change. We are changing our neural pathways. We are changing our future. So don't underestimate the power of choosing the next best feeling thought in any moment, thought by thought, moment by moment. It does take time for change consistently, but we can be free in any moment by just choosing the next best feeling thought. So tip 3, self-soothing. This is such a beautiful gift we can give ourselves. So what I mean by this, it's soothing ourselves back into alignment. It's being our own best friend. It's talking to ourselves in a loving, a gentle and empowering way when we're faced with darkness, when we're faced with negative thoughts and feelings, when we're faced with criticism. It's being able to be our own counselor. You know, what a beautiful gift. It's talking to ourselves in a compassionate, kind and caring way by using loving statements to help ourselves feel safe and to bring us back into alignment. You know, that negative part of us is just the scared part. Those negative thoughts have come from way back in childhood, and it's just the scared part of us. So this is all about soothing that inner child, making her feel safe, reassuring her she's okay. And you know, you'll be amazed at this. You'll be amazed at this simple tool of soothing yourself and talking to yourself in this loving way when you're faced with difficult thoughts, difficult feelings. By being there in a loving way, you will come back into alignment. You will start to feel better. So I'll give you a few examples of some really great statements to use. And I love this for myself. I use this all the time. It's, you know, it's all good. I'm there for you. It's all good. We're exactly where you need to be. I love you. You're doing so well. They're there. I'm here for you. It's talking to yourself like you talk to a child. It's soothing ourselves back into alignment. It's being our own counselor. And what a great gift when we can start to give ourselves what we need inwardly. You know, it's still great to have people outside to talk to and help us through, but what a great gift to be able to rely on ourselves, to soothe ourselves, to be there by ourselves, by making ourselves feel safe. I'm exactly where I need to be. You're okay, we're safe, you're doing really well. I know this is hard, but I'm here for you. We'll get through this. It's okay, it's okay. I love you. It's talking to ourselves in that way. It is miraculous. It is beautiful. What a sacred way to talk to ourselves. So there's my 3 tips. So focus as much as we can on the good, strengthen those neural pathways. That is powerful. That is our sword to face the darkness. The more we can nurture, foster, and bringing those good feeling thoughts, the easier it is for us to tackle those difficult feelings, difficult emotions when we're feeling in a better place. Tip 2, choose the next best feeling thought. Let's not jump from A to B so quickly. Let's move up slowly by choosing the next best feeling thought, and you'll start to see yourself shift and move out from darkness to happiness slowly. And tip 3, self-soothing. Be there for yourself. Talk to yourself in a loving, empowering way. Bring yourself back into alignment by the way you talk to yourself in a gentle and caring way. So there you go. There's my 3 tips. You know, use these today. It's so powerful, and you know, we're here to live our greatest life. And so this is about facing every part of ourselves, it's being there for ourselves, thought by thought, moment by moment. And when we start to learn to take control of our very own mind, you know, the magic just happens. There are no limits to what we can be or do or have in this amazing life. Share how you went. I can't wait to know, and I can't wait to see you soon.